At Healthcare Partners Medical Group, our mission is to provide the highest quality of healthcare to each and every patient. With 5 locations in Pahrump, we are local doctors you know and trust. We want to thank you for choosing us. Quality care starts here.
News 46 is brought to you by Healthcare Partners. News is also brought to you by Comfort Hospice Care, where we give our patients and their loved ones peace of mind, knowing we provide the highest quality of care 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For more information, call 775-751-0349. News is also brought to you by Hope Cancer Care of Nevada, providing quality cancer care in a spa-like setting. We are Pahrump's only chemotherapy center. Call 1-800-881-4226. News is also brought to you by Capriotti Sandwich Shop, located in the Pahrump Nugget Casino. Call us at 775-751-3354 to order ahead.
Tonight on News 46, the Dow closes at a record high since 2007. Nevada sheriffs send a letter stating their view on gun laws. One person is transported following a rollover accident. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Glenn Evers and Monique Mitchell. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
Good evening. It's Tuesday, March 5th, 2013. I'm Glenn Evers. Monique Mitchell has the night off. President Hugo Chavez, the fiery populist who declared a socialist revolution in Venezuela, crusaded against U.S. influence and championed a leftist revival across Latin America, died today at age 58 after a nearly 2-year bout with cancer. Chavez's Democratic ascent to the presidency in 1999 ushered in a new era in Venezuela politics and in international relations. He was the most vocal U.S. adversary in the region. He influenced other leaders to take this similar stance. The Dow is closing at a record, beating the previous high set in October of 2007 before the financial crisis and the Great Recession. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 126 points or 1% to 14,253 today, beating its previous record by 89 points. The index is up nearly 9% this year, capping a remarkable comeback. The Dow has more than doubled since hitting a 12-year low in March 2009. The Standard & Poor's 500 index rose 14 points or 1% to 1,539. The S&P is also within striking distance of its record close of 1,565. The Nasdaq gained 42 points or 1.3% to 3,224. One person was transported via Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue Ambulance to Desert View Hospital last night. The driver and only occupant of a large sedan who was wearing a seatbelt sustained only minor injuries when their vehicle flipped off of Highway 160 after hitting another car.
Tonight's accident report is brought to you by Stovall & Associates. Don't expect insurance companies to have your best interest in mind. Stovall & Associates cares. Let us help you if you have been involved in an accident.
Here on southbound Highway 160, actually in the northbound lanes, was a 2-vehicle accident last night right before 5 p.m. Here, Nevada Highway Patrol arrived on scene along with Nye County Sheriff's deputies and Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue to find one vehicle off the roadway, quite a distance, actually rolled over on its roof. The other vehicle on the roadway hit the barrier there, preventing it from going to oncoming traffic, and bounced back off of it. The 2 people inside the smaller car only received minor injuries. They declined to be transported. The other person inside the larger sedan, also receiving minor injuries, was transported here locally to Desert View Hospital. Traffic was brought down to one single lane while Nevada Highway Patrol conducted the investigation. This is Deanne O'Donnell for News 46.
We'll have more local news right after these messages.
Lakeside Casino and RV Park, where we earn the best ratings for our RV park in North America with the most beautiful scenery and quiet surroundings. Our casino features the best gaming experience, entertainment that'll blow your mind, and come see the great changes in our buffet, all here at the Lakeside Casino and RV Park.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Children's Dentistry of Pahrump, specializing in sedation dentistry, now accepting adult patients. Call now for free IV sedation with dental implant, 751-2184.
Welcome back to News 46, and here's Kay with your Jackson Hewitt Tax Tip of the Week.
Tax Tip of the Week is brought to you by Jackson Hewitt Tax Services.
Good evening, this is Kay with this week's Jackson Hewitt Tax Tip. This week we want to talk about depreciation, and not a lot of you will have depreciation, but I do want to let you know that you can go ahead and file your tax returns with that depreciation now. The IRS thought that it was going to have to wait till the end of February to file those kind of returns, but they are now accepting them and you can go ahead. So if you depreciate your car for business purposes, or you have a rental and you have depreciation, the IRS is now accepting those returns, and go ahead and get it filed and get those taxes done. Thanks for listening. This is Kay with Jackson Hewitt.
Tax Tip of the Week is brought to you by Jackson Hewitt Tax Services.
The Nevada sheriffs have come together asking for background checks, laws to be changed, and training to be enforced regarding gun ownership laws. They are also asking for certain gun laws to stay the same, and that law-abiding citizens keep their Second Amendment rights. A letter signed by all the sheriffs in the state of Nevada will be sent to Washington in support of these rights and ask for the government to hear from those who have the most valuable knowledge from their experience on the streets in law enforcement.
We want to make sure that the citizens of Knight County, and not only Knight County, which I represent, but also the state of Nevada, are aware that the sheriffs support the Second Amendment. And we felt that was very important for us to write that letter to our constituents. I put it on our website, nightsheriff.net, the letter, and it's signed by all the sheriffs, all 17 sheriffs of Nevada, and basically saying that we represent them, we support the Second Amendment, and we're actually asking for the legislatures not to just look at guns, but because that is a tool that, of course, people use for violence, but actually look at violence itself. As you're aware, is not only the citizens of our state and across the country are victims of violence, so are law enforcement. And we get in the same situations where domestics and so on and so forth, where we're subject to the violence as much as anybody else. We have ways of protecting ourselves, unfortunately, at times, and you can tell that we have lost people here in Knight County, but also across the country and in the state of Nevada as well, to the same violence as we're losing citizens to. So it's basically supporting the Second Amendment, giving the constituents our position. The letter is going to be sent to our local representatives in the state of Nevada, the state representatives, but it's also going to be sent to the federal representatives, including the office of the president as well.
You also ask for a change in HIPAA laws so that they can have background checks on people who possibly have a record of mental illness.
That's correct. Remember, if, in Virginia Tech, if the information was shared that was known about this individual's mental status, is that he wouldn't have been able to purchase the guns that he purchased and committed the acts of violence on Virginia Tech. The problem is that everybody's looking at assault weapons. First of all, assault weapons have been outlawed in the United States in the 1980s. You can't own one unless you go through a whole bunch of process with the ATF. And what they're looking at is semi-automatic weapons. And in fact, it was a show, Living for 32, which is, the gentleman's courageous. He's a survivor of the Virginia Tech shooting. And there's a part in there where a NYPD officer basically, and I'm typing on a computer, he's talking about this assault weapon that was used, and only police and the military had this assault weapon. And what he was talking about was that, because I had to actually wind that back to know what he was talking about, because I knew that, from my understanding, there's only two handguns we used. One is a 22, one was a 9mm. And basically he was saying that the Glock is an assault weapon that only should be in the hands of military and the police. And unfortunately, that's the mentality that people look at. They're not looking at the assault weapons are illegal. They're military weapons, all military weapons, and what they're looking at is semi-automatic rifles. Basically, they're declaring assault weapons. They're clearly not assault weapons. I know they're talking about magazine capacity and if you look at any of the shootings that we've had, is that these perpetrators actually bring more than one weapon to the site because they understand there's going to be magazine change. They're very much aware, and these are things that are planned out in the future, not something that's instantaneous. So we're just trying to represent to our citizens and to the federal representatives that we understand violence. You outlaw these weapons only to, and we actually say it in our letter, only the criminals will have, outlaws will have weapons. But the fact of the matter is we support, and the Second Amendment should be supported. The Second Amendment should be protected by our legislature, and we as the sheriffs will protect the Second Amendment on behalf of our citizens as well.
Assemblyman James Oscarson invites the public to get involved with your legislator. Every Friday at noon in his office located at the Hafen Building on Highway 160, you can ask the District 36 Assemblyman James Oscarson and Senator Pete Goycochea vital questions that affect your everyday life via telephone conferences.
We have a conference call every Friday at noon at our office over there in the Hafen Building that we invite people to come and participate and tell us what's going on, what they think about some of the bills that are going through and those other things. Very important that they participate in the process. We include Elko County, myself, Senator Goycochea, and Assemblyman Ellison are there. We're looking out for the rules, and we'd love to invite people to come. We've not had a very good attendance from Pahrump. The other areas we're having great attendance. So
that is important, right? Make sure that people from Pahrump are getting involved in this.
Well, we want them involved, and we're offering that opportunity. We've spent some money on the office over there, and have a really nice speakerphone system over there, and really want them to come and participate in that process and invite the media. We invite anybody that wants to participate to come and ask us questions. No question is too hard. If we don't know the answer, we'll find it out. Between two of the veteran legislators and myself as a freshman, we have a great opportunity to get information out there.
These are bills that affect people here locally in Pahrump. They should get involved in their legislature.
Well, they should, and we've got rural groups of us, and all three of us are rural representatives and need to hear from the constituents here.
And once again, that's in the Hafen Building right there over in your office, I believe Suite 5.
Right, Suite 5, and it's at noon.
We'll have more local news and weather after these messages.